Again, we're the Bedtime Magic friends. You're watching Lowell Train. Lowell Train. I'm not out of breath. I'm sad. I'm sad about things. Okay.
We're Bedtime Magic.
We did the Bedtime Magic.
This is the Lowell Train.
This is the Lowell Train. Channel 8 if you're a Lowell, or Channel 8 if you're not Lowell. It's not a code. It's just my finger, or just bunnies.
I think we're going to stop and talk to somebody.
We're going to stop. We're going to put Sweat in a couch, I think, or something. So we'll see you in a minute.
All right, if you're a big fan of the show, and I know you are, you know how we do it. We're going to sit down with the band now and see what the hell makes them tick. My ears are still ringing. I'm going to take a little break. When we come back, Bedtime Magic is going to funk you in the ear hole one more time. This time it's really going to hurt. They're going to make it for real. I'm Maximus, and I'll see you after the break.
Cool. So my name is Al Gentile. I'm here on Lowell Train with Bedtime Magic, Morgan and Nick, correct?
Nicholas, that guy.
Nicholas. Yeah, definitely.
Do I look at you or do I look at that? Or do I look at the camera?
Look
at this camera. This camera. What's up, guys?
Look at that camera.
Or do I look at you like we're having a normal conversation?
Look at me like we're having a conversation.
Okay, that seems fair.
So we just heard you guys play. Very, very loud, very aggressive.
I think a lot of people heard us play, probably.
Yeah, probably all over downtown.
Yeah.
But I think the first thing that viewers are going to be thinking about is the get-ups, pugs.
How did we get so handsome?
Yeah, that too. Yeah. So, like, why is this? I've seen you guys before. You've worn these. What's up with the pug outfits?
What? Do you like dogs?
I personally like dogs. Yes.
We like dogs too.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's a huge part of it.
Yeah. I listened to your music. I couldn't find anywhere that like dog theme was sort of embedded anywhere in there. Is it?
You gotta listen deeper.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. B-sides.
Well, so how long have you guys been together?
2013, I think.
Yeah.
2013.
Now,
Yeah.
And what brought you together?
There's a lot of avenues in which we've known each other in the past. Apparently, we were at a lot of concerts at the same time. Well, the first way we really got to know each other, though, was I used to work at a coffee shop in Cambridge called 1369, and Morgan would stop in there and get a beverage, but instead of just being a traditional customer in the line, you pay your money and walk out, he would high-five literally every member of staff. Like, we would call people up from the basement, and...
I gave everybody a high five.
Yeah.
It was a good time.
And a hard time, probably.
Yeah.
No.
Had your money ready?
Yeah, I had my money ready, but I got everybody a high five because, we'd get pumped. It was a good time.
Yeah.
And...
So he was the high five guy, and I wanted to start a two-piece band that was just bass and drums, and I put an ad out, and I didn't even know that he played drums. And when he showed up, I said, "Oh, you're the high five guy." Yeah, all right, this will work.
Huh? Yeah. And that was it.
So that's one thing that sort of stands out about your guys' sound is like you're just drums and bass. So what sort of led you to want to go with such like a minimalist setup?
We both came up, we're fairly close in age, there's about a 4 or 5 year difference, but we both spent a lot of time playing music in the late 90s, early 2000s. And at the time, there was a broad spectrum of experimentation in the underground punk scene. People were trying to move away from just guitar, bass, drums. It was like 2 keyboards and drums, or like 5 singers. And so I grew up with that, and I always wanted to do a band that was just bass and drums. And we both he was in a band called Coleman, which was just guitar, drums, and vocals. And I was in a band called The Taste of Silver, which was just guitar, drums, and vocals. So we both had a lot of experience trying to fill space with fewer instruments than normal. And we both just have this appreciation for that era of music, so put it together.
Just all sort of came together.
And that it's easier to schedule band practice.
I bet it is. Yes.
Yeah.
And like there's less bickering about writing parts for songs and all of that sort of stuff.
And what to wear.
Yeah, what to wear.
I mean, what to wear is it was it's obvious for us.
You guys are out of Boston, correct?
Yes, I live in Boston. Nicholas just recently moved to Methuen.
Yeah, I moved over to Methuen. It's less expensive, and I get more space.
It's in the greater Lowell area, I believe, right?
Yeah. Greater Lowell. Well, Merrimack Valley.
Yeah.
Now, Lowell is like a really active music scene, but I also know that Boston in many different ways, and especially Alston, I would imagine, with like the type of music that you guys play. There's sort of an active scene there, but like, how do you guys feel like you fit into all of it?
We don't. I don't know. Do you think we do?
I mean, we play. There's lots of great bands all over the place, and sometimes we get to play with some of them, which is pretty cool. We got some friends that play in some bands, and we'd like to make more friends who are playing in bands and play more music with more people. Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff happening in Lowell, though. We played at Uncharted Gallery a couple times, and what was the name of the
Bunker?
The Bunker, and what was the
Lowell Mill 5.
Yeah, Milner. We played while people did some shopping. It was pretty good.
Yeah. A lot of fromage was bought and sold that day.
Oh yeah. With the type of music that you guys play, there's obviously you guys obviously come from like sort of an underground scene in however you want to define that. For viewers who aren't familiar with the type of music that you play, I mean, is the end game to be able to survive on the music that you make and to, I guess, like make it to big time, or is that kind of not the point or reason that you're doing this?
I mean, if I could ever like stop losing money on playing music, would be like sort of a dream come true. But as far as like playing music to make a living, it's probably not going to happen with the music that we play. But that's okay. Like I think I play music because I don't know what else I would do with my time.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. I would feel empty not playing. But are we making plans on being successful?
Yeah. I mean, no.
I mean, successful in that we'd like to play as many shows as we can with bands we like, and like maybe put out some records.
Yeah.
And if we don't lose money on them, that would be cool.
Yeah,
That'd be cool.
It's hard. I mean, there's passion, and then there's passion and purpose don't always correlate. I mean, there's people who paint, and sometimes they don't make money off it. Some people make tons of money off of it. Some people translate that into like painting houses so they can do what they want to do. Some people deprecate to being supportive in the music scene instead of, like the guy who wrote, what's his name there, the editor from Rolling Stone. He loved music, but he couldn't create what he wanted to, so he made a magazine.
Yeah.
Engulfed himself in music. So I think it's just, this is, different people get born into wanting to do different things. I cook too, but I've worked with all these people who want to be chefs. Their career is chefs, and I just like food. I don't really see myself being on the cover of Chef Monthly. Is that a magazine?
No, but you should start it probably.
I'm going to start Chef Monthly. Right here, right now. Bedtime Magic sound.
Chef Monthly.
Chef Monthly.
That's us.
What is there anywhere that like your music comes from in like an emotional level? Or is it, I guess, does it come from an emotional place?
Well, sure. I think we try and do a lot of things that are a little tongue-in-cheek, so try and inject a little bit of humor into it, it sounds very angry a lot, we're sort of screaming and yelling at folks, and, but often I think our idea is maybe to make people laugh.
Yeah.
Although our joke is not always funny.
Yeah.
And so it's interesting that you say humor because, I mean, in the medium that you're delivering it, I mean, it's obviously very aggressive. What seems, for someone who may not be familiar with it, in a very emotional type of music.
Yeah.
So I guess, like, enlighten us a little bit on that style choice. I guess, like, for lack of a better way to put it, why is it that you play the type of music that you do? And where in your head is something like humor coming into that?
Well, there's a lot of inside jokes. That's definitely something. We're both victims of being musicians, writing things that for other people that understand the music or other people that are all about record collecting and surrounding themselves with music, that they would get the joke. Like, we'll, for instance, there's some common time, 4/4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and we'll purposely take that and do something funky with it. Or we'll put in a part where we know that we're supposed to move, A to, B flat or something, and we just won't do that. Kind of irritate people. So, and part of the music too is that when you take two instruments like this, and we played Prince, we played all of Purple Rain for Halloween this year. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Incredibly hard to do.
In your style?
Yeah, with
Okay.
just these instruments.
Yeah.
And the thing that you realize is the instrumentation is just as important as the songwriting. You know, you like a song that sounds good on an acoustic guitar might not sound good on an electric guitar. It might not sound good. So you ask, you know, why is there so much noise and whatnot? Just to create that body of sound, to take two people, make it feel like three or maybe four, to not make you feel like you're missing something just because it's just us two schlemiels.
And it's really fun to play really loud.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty fun. Shake your booty.
I
saw
was
your
behind
booty
the
shaking.
camera. Yeah.
I saw it a little bit. It inspired me.
It was good. I liked it.
What are like your influences for each of you, both in terms of this type of music, and then in a sort of another question, a sub question is like instrumentally, where are you guys coming from?
For some reason, I keep wanting to respond to everything with Pancake's house. Remember that dude in Fargo? Pancake's house.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
I don't know. I mean, are you asking like what bands do we listen to or that kind of thing?
I mean, I guess like, well, so I mean, there's a difference between like what you listen to, because if you ask any musician, most of them listen to a whole wide range of things.
Sarah McLachlan.
Yeah, you know, it's like it could be anything. But I mean, as far as like with you guys making like this type of music, I guess like what are you drawing from?
We used to draw from more stuff, when you say, but now we're just sort of.
You mentioned Sarah McLachlan, which is funny. I had a roommate when I was 16. I lived in a basement apartment in East Boston. And I lived in the walk-in closet because I was 16 and, you know, like,
That's
didn't
what
really
you do
have
when
any
you're
money.
16, yeah.
Right. And my roommate, this guy Steven, would listen to Sarah McLachlan on repeat, like over and over and over again, and cry.
Like, would you remember?
Right, but this is before like the
dog
ads came out.
commercials, yeah.
How do
Right,
you know
right.
he wasn't watching the dog commercial?
I mean, maybe that's what inspired the dog commercials.
Or maybe he just was watching the dog commercial because he likes dogs. He's sad.
But the dog commercial didn't exist in this point because this was like 1994.
Oh, well, maybe he had like a demo reel of it.
So that's really where I'm drawing my emotional influence from is, you know, my old roommate crying about Sarah McLachlan.
And the dogs, it would explain a lot.
Yeah.
Now it's all sort of coming together.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why we wear the pug suits.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
Here,
That's what I'm saying.
Just add to that.
Thanks for helping us figure that out.
Just to add to that a little bit, there was which is actually the right end. This end, right?
That end, yeah.
There was you know, you look at the spectrum of things that we're singing about, and there's all sorts of stuff. Like one of the songs was about what it's like we both have kids now, and we're both married. A lot of changes in the past few years. So one of our loudest and most aggressive songs is about that. And the first song that we played is about people that are either ostracized or removed from society, like in prison. And when they have people that visit them or people that are their contact points, and how those people, as we drift, when you don't make that commitment or you can't make that commitment, people lose touch and the world seems like a darker place. It's hard to re-involve yourself when you don't have that support network. You know, we have those, but then we have another song called Midnight Snack, which is, it's all innuendo, you know, about food. Just to say, people are so varied, and this is an often maligned style of music, so it's sometimes nice to be the underdog, even if it is harder. You sure this isn't the right side? I feel like you guys are messing with me.
Whatever side you want to work with.
Yeah.
Can people even hear it if I talk on this?
Just talk louder if you talk into that side.
Hello!
So another question is, with this type of music, I think it's more often than not associated with youth, but you guys are, you know, old, full-grown adults with families. You're married. How has that maybe impacted or not impacted the type of music that you make?
I heard once that you can only be young once, but you can be immature your whole life long. So I've been milking that one. Yeah, I mean, we're young, right? I don't know.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
I don't know.
I mean, it seems like age and like circumstance doesn't really factor into like where you guys think you should be musically. I mean, you just kind of do it because you like to do it.
I mean, the Rolling Stones still sound like the Rolling Stones, and you know, they're like.
Depends on who you ask.
We played a show out. Well, I won't say where we played it, but this guy came in. He was like, huh, somebody's got what was it? He said something. Somebody's got a soccer van outside.
No, like who's got the sweet dad van? And,
Yeah,
we were like, oh, we're dads.
Yeah.
I was like, you can sit in the car seat if you want. Oh no! And then he thought I was joking, and he was like, "Yeah, where's the kid tonight?" And I was like, "At grandma's," which was true. She's like, "Come on,
Yeah.
what are you gonna do?" You know? I don't know. Life just keeps moving on. You either stay with it, or you change into somebody you don't want to be, so that way you can make everybody else happy.
For sure.
Yeah.
So you guys have music up on Bandcamp, a couple of demos, a split that I think you did most recently. You mentioned off camera that you were working on a recording now. Tell us a little bit.
So we're in the process of scheduling some stuff. We may be recording with this guy Andrew Schneider in New York, who recorded a lot of records that we like a lot. He used to actually be in a band in Boston, or a couple bands in Boston, from long ago that we were fans of. So, yeah.
Is it going to be like longer than what you guys have out already? Because I think most of them run about 5-6 songs.
I think it has to be.
Right? Is it going to be like a full-length album, or?
We might be able to do that. That would be a lot of songs for us, I think.
Yeah, there's an international definition of an LP, full length, which has to be 30 minutes or more. That's hard for us because our songs are about a minute and a half to 2 minutes.
Most of them, yeah.
Yeah, so we'll try, but it could be like a discography, I think, is like 26 minutes. So
Yeah.
40 songs.
We fit a lot of notes into a short period of time.
Yeah, very fast. Is there any expected time that this will be out?
When we can afford to press it.
Okay. Definitely. Well, that's all I got, guys. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks, man. You have a very good interviewing voice.
Yeah,
There's
I do it. I was born this way, as Lady Gaga
Were
said.
you?
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for calling.
That's a Lady Gaga quote? I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we'll talk about Lady Gaga.
All right. Yeah, your daughter really likes her,
Yeah,
right?
my wife.
All right.
Awesome. Thanks a lot, guys.
No problem.
Thank you, sir.
And that was Lowell Train with Bedtime Magic. My name is Al Gentile, and thanks for watching.